Hey guys, Mr. Bear Arms ICT here. I've been looking at PCCs for a while now, or pistol caliber carbines, and there's been a few brands that I've been kind of going between. Live Free Armory's Challenger, Brigade Arms BM9, Palmetto State's just 9mm, CMMG, but it was kind of on the expensive end, and the CZ Scorpion carbine. I ended up buying the PSA because it was a price that I wanted to spend on something like this. The PSA is or Palmetto State Armory is the 9mm carbine Gen 4. MSRPs are about $679, $680. And on this specific one, I put the Vortex Spitfire on it, and I am planning to do a few upgrades, but we'll get into those later. One of the main draws to this specific PCC is the fact that it actually takes Glock mags. And if you look through my reviews, you'll see that I have had or still have several other guns that take Glock mags. So I have plenty of them lying around. But the one thing that I don't really like about it is that it does not have the last round bolt hold open feature. And we'll get to that in just a minute as to why that's a drawback for me at this point. The safety and the magazine releases are all where you expect them on an AR. Since this takes AR parts, you can upgrade it and make it look and feel the way you want. It ran just as I expected, and took it out to the outdoor range. I've been into the indoor range, shot at paper targets, steel targets. It worked. For the ammo, I used S&B, Federal, Winchester, Capital City, Monarch, which I believe is Academy's steel case stuff, and Freedom Munitions. Just a wide variety. And also 115 grain and 124 grain bullets in the mix of all those different brands. For magazines, for my test, I used PMags, Heck Mags, Glock Mags, ETS. I believe that's all of them. And the result was finally something that doesn't jam on Hex Mags. Kinda. I did have to lock the bolt open when I wanted to insert the hex mag, and once I seated it fully and slid the bolt home, it worked flawlessly. But if the bolt was closed when I put the hex mag in, it would not feed that first round. And it was fun to shoot. It was kind of fun, especially at the steel targets. There's something about just the bullets hitting the steel that are fun to hear. And it had very low recoil. My 11-year-old took it and was hitting targets at anything from 10 to 100 yards, and was having a blast doing it. And was constantly asking for more ammo, more mags. So very easy on the shoulder. Since this is an AR platform, it has a Picatinny rail on the top, and you can add whatever kind of accessories you want to it. I put the Vortex Spitfire, I believe, on it with a couple of Magpul backup sights. It also has M-LOK slots, an M-LOK rail on the front of it, so you can put more accessories on it. You can put M-LOK to Picatinny rail adapter accessory, or M-LOK to Picatinny rail, and put more accessories on it. It is very modular in the way that just like an AR is built. It takes AR triggers, safeties, grips, etc. So there's really no shortage of parts and accessories that you can add or replace on this gun. The gun performed as well as I expected it for a cheap AR. The only real issue I had was the hex mags, and that is not a PSA issue, that's a hex mag issue. Most of the guns that accept Glock mags that I've tested with the hex mags with, they don't like them either. So I don't fault the gun manufacturer for this. I think it's more of a magazine defect. For this gun, there's a couple of big pros. One is that it's AR parts compatible, which gives everyone the ability to make it their own, to add a scope or a backup iron sights, a bipod if you want to, flashlight, make it kind of your home defense kind of gun. And it takes cheap mags, the Glock mags. They're readily available. They're everywhere. They come in all shapes, sizes, capacities, colors, everything. And also, it's a 9mm, so relatively cheap ammo. Those three things add up to be just a great little gun to have around and to have in your collection. The biggest problem with this for the equipment that I have is that it does not have that last round bolt hold open. As I kind of explained moments ago, the hex mags themselves gave me problems, and had I paid a little bit more and added that feature, or found a PCC with that feature, I would not have had any problems. Well, possibly no problems with the hex mags. But the rest of the mags worked, and didn't matter if the bolt was open when I fed the magazine into the magwell. Overall, it's a pretty good gun, especially for under $700. My 11-year-old really enjoys it, wants to go back out. I will be upgrading the internals eventually. I just bought a trigger for it, just upgrade the trigger to a flat trigger, and it is accurate enough for me for general plinking, for taking the kids out and letting them shoot, give them something to shoot. So overall, I think this was a good purchase for me. And do you have one? Do you have a pistol caliber carbine? What brand what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Let me know in the comments below.